Does anyone have a question? Right.
Stuart,
Yes.
could you talk about when memories come up of things that I regret saying or doing, how I release them, how I let go?
It's really something that happens to all of us. But I mean, I get things that come up that happened a long time ago that I was kind of stupid and did silly things and things that used to make me, quirk inside, get really tight inside, And, eventually I began to realize that it's all stuff in the past. Everything in the past is like a shadow. It has no reality anymore. And also everything in the past, the good, the bad, the indifferent, the ugly, whatever we went through, it made us what we are today. And, and instead of getting uptight about these things, almost be grateful to them, because the mistakes we made, the stupid things we've done in the past, it all compiles and it becomes us living in the present. And I think it's a way of really draining your energy to get attached to any of those kind of emotions that come up, those memories that come up. And again, it gets back to building a chakra system that's strong enough that if these things do come up, just let go of them in seconds. See, this is not my life today. My life is a whole different person today. And I'm not going to allow, stuff that happened 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, to encroach upon the growth that has taken place in my life today. The answer is the same old answer. You got to build an inner life that is strong enough to just let go of them. They come up, boom, they're gone. They have no place in your world today. And I think it's an amazing thing to master in yourself, because it'll save you a lot of emotional nonsense that people go through with guilt and, anxiety and all kinds of stuff like that, that builds up because of things they did in the past, memories that remind us of these things. And mostly what comes up in memory are not the great memories. It's always the madness that has taken place in our life. So again, it gets back to stuff I talk about, nonstop, building an inner life that is strong enough to surrender, let go, to recognize in your present life, your present existence, what is real and what's going to drag you into a black hole if you let it. And that inner strength, that power of chi, that power of the third chakra, heart open, it takes seconds to let go of things. That I know I let go of things in seconds that I used to be intimidated and bothered by them for months and months and months. And now I don't have room for those things in my life. I really don't, and I don't think anybody in this class has room for those things in their life. So it's just the same old, you know, build your inner life. Get grounded, develop chi, power in yourself, detachment. That gives you the strength inside not to get sucked into what happened 50 years ago, 30 years ago, you know? And that allows the present to be fully, completely living in the present. Living in the present, you know, it's a state of enlightenment. And we all live in the present, except our minds and emotions are bouncing back and forth. I always kid around, so it's like a ping pong match between the past and the present and the future, past and the future. And we are in the present, going back and forth in our heads. And if we're grounded in the present, you know, if anything from the past or a thought of the future comes, we just let go of it. It's not my life. The best I can do with the future is build my life today. If I make my life work today, the future is going to be okay. And it's the same thing in the past. If you make your life work today, past is never going to be a problem. Now, this is not easy to do. I mean, this takes tremendous discipline, tremendous focus, need to have a spiritual life, and the work involved to build a system that's strong enough to do it. But it's wonderful work, and it's wonderful to see the results of that work. And what are the results? Mastery of internal chaos. Those are the results. Mastery of internal chaos. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I mean, emotions are, you know, look, emotions make us juicy people. Without emotions, we're like dried up, flayed skins from animals. You know, we need emotions. But at the same time, we need to be able to transform the negative aspect of emotions into love, into gratitude, compassion. And that's also the work. And then people get really juicy.
Stuart, we talk. I know you talk about this a lot, but it might be helpful. Could you talk about building chi in the chakra below the navel and the importance of doing that so that our in relationships in life?
Yeah, I mean, I do talk about this a lot. It's like a broken record. But anyway, okay, here we go again. All right, look, we need harmony. We need balance in life. We need roots. We need a foundation in our life. We need that kind of internal strength to enable us to deal with three things. The first one is life itself, karma. As we all know, we live in kind of a half-baked madhouse here, you know. The energy is very powerful of life. You know, the things that attract us and draw us, you know, money and relationships and, you know, all kinds of stuff, you know, that attract us. We need the strength inside to be able to do those things and not allow those things to suck us dry. Because most people, I mean, you know, life is, you know, life to them, it becomes like a vampire. It eats the core of their energy out of them because they don't have that grounding in themselves to be able to live in the world and be free of the world, not allow the world to suck you dry. And that takes a very strong person. The lure of money, the lure of relationships, sex, this and that, it's very powerful. And if you don't have that inner balance, it eats one's energy out, consumes one. Life consumes people. You know, people go to work at corporations. By the time they're there 30 years, I mean, most people like dried out, you know, there's nothing left of them. They've been completely eaten alive. It's like vampirism, corporate vampirism. So we need that grounding, that rootedness in ourselves. That's the chi, the chakra below the navel, that power, the very core of our being. And that gives us the strength to be in the world and to be free of the world. Not the world doesn't have us. And we can totally enjoy our lives without being sucked dry by life. I mean, you know, marriages do that. People live off each other's energies in marriages and relationships. And they suck each other's energies. But if people are grounded and they love other people and they're free of them, and their energy isn't being sucked out of them in the relationship, in the job they have, in the business they run. You know, social media is like the biggest vampire on the earth, sucking everybody's energy into this technology, you know, that's making people billions of dollars. So you need to be really strong inside to be able to work out karma, live in the world, enjoy the world, and at the same time, be free of it. It's the same thing with, you know, there are three elements to this. The second one is spirit, energy, infinite energy in the universe. You know, this is not milquetoast. You know, this is really powerful energy, infinite energy in the universe. We open, we draw the Shakti down. If we are not grounded inside and really balanced inside ourselves, that energy can burn us up. I mean, I always say it, it's like Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, when he reveals himself finally to Arjuna, if the light of 1,000 suns suddenly appeared in the sky. That is the intensity of his manifestation of God, higher energy. We need to be grounded inside to be able to absorb that energy and allow it to nurture and build a chakra system instead of spacing us out and burning us up. That's why I always tell people drugs are very dangerous because they will activate that energy, but there's no grounding inside. There's no balance. There's no foundation inside. And the experience, you look at people, they always talk, I'm going to get wasted, you know? And they really get wasted. The cells, the muscles, the brain, the heart, they get wasted. You build that system inside, and that higher energy comes and it gets absorbed in the chakra system. And all it does is it nurtures you and it helps you to grow. And the third element in this is Kundalini. Kundalini is the pathway to enlightenment. It's also an extremely powerful energy. And a person needs to be really grounded when Kundalini is activated. I mean, there are people in sanitariums, I'm sure, all over the place that are suffering from Kundalini-itis. Doctors have no idea what is wrong with them, and they give them pills just to keep them tranquilized, you know? All of these things are very strong forces. A human being is like at a point in a triangle that brings together the outer, the inner, and the pathway to God. And in order to be able to live in the world and do in a real inner work, real spiritual practice, you've got to be deeply and profoundly rooted in yourself, strong enough to be able to deal with these three elements. That's chi. That's the hara, the chakra right below the navel. And that's where that power is. And this meditation is about building that kind of strength inside, to be able to live in the world, see higher energy, and to get free in the world. It's amazing, you know, I mean, it's very simple, this whole thing, but, you know, not easy to do, but very simple. I mean, what I just described is the essence of a spiritual life. It really is. Living in the world, you know, enjoying your life, being able to interact with people and make money and have success and, you know, and have a wonderful life at the same time, you know, not being sucked dry by it because you're connected to God, to spirit inside you, and you're grounded. Does anyone else have a question? Good questions today, man. Very good. Very, very wonderful. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, there will be meditation on Sunday. On Monday, I have my bi-monthly, you know, eye thing I have to do. And there will be class on the following Wednesday after the 4th of July. So thank you. God bless you all. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being in these classes. And blessings to everybody. Have a wonderful evening. And I'll see everybody on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank
Right.
you.
You too.
Very nice, Stuart.
Can